Okay, so Play with Matches, we're back.
Hi.
And I just want to be crystal clear with everyone. The meat and bones of this video is in the second half. However, it is a topic where if we are speaking to it directly at the beginning or in the title, we are not going to have anyone see it. So we're going to start with a story right here.
That is also pretty crazy.
Which is actually even more crazy. Because we were literally just like, we need something to kick the video off so we can kind of like, and boom, we get hit with this. Rosie O'Donnell argues that the Menendez brothers deserve to be free. Cites abuse allegations and judicial misconduct.
These are the boys that planned and executed their own parents' demise.
Correct. In absolutely brutal fashion. I know a lot about this case. I haven't even watched the Netflix.
I don't remember.
I do.
When did it happen?
The 90s.
Okay,
so let's just read this really quick.
I was just a child.
So actually, you know what? Before we even read this, let me educate you, Gabrielle, on this story.
Welcome back to our channel. Jesse tells Gabrielle things.
Exactly. Okay. So I have not read this. I read the headline that Rosie O'Donnell thinks they should be free.
You just watched the documentary or whatever?
So I started watching the Netflix documentary because I haven't watched the show though. There's like an entire mini series about this recently.
Oh.
But
why did it pick up like attention again?
Netflix did a limited series on it. Okay. That's why. Okay, so this is one of the most famous cases like in California history. And basically what happened, right? It was in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
So the guy, the father, is a big like music executive or like entertainment executive or something. I think he worked for RCA.
Oh yeah. I think that's right.
And him and his wife get brutally killed. Shotguns, like obliterated, right?
Yeah.
The sons are kind of in the middle of the thing because they start getting interviewed or whatever, and they were supposedly at a movie at the time, and they indicated that it might have been a mob hit, and the news ran with that. I think that's probably why it got so much press, is because as soon as they said
mob
they implied that it might have been mafia, that so they were all over it. Now the police suspected them immediately.
Okay.
And they kind of allowed the media to believe that they were going after the mafia thing while they were actually investigating them.
Oh.
And
smooth move. As
it turned out, what had happened was there's Lyle and Eric. Lyle is the older brother. Okay. He's the one right there on the right. And then Eric is the one on the left. Mm-hmm. So what had happened was Lyle had gotten kicked out of Princeton for plagiarism, and the father said he was cutting him out of the will. Okay. So at the end of the day, those facts happened. Okay. Yeah. So let's just say like those facts happened. Got kicked out of Princeton. Mm-hmm. Father was cutting him out of the will, and then they murdered their parents
before they could
very quickly following that.
Yeah.
So as soon as you hear any other details.
Yeah, that's kind of all you need to know.
Exactly. And right after they got the money, they just started spending, buying Porsches, Rolexes. Like they were just how
much was left to them? Like multiple millions?
Yeah. I think it was something like, I feel like I heard this on the documentary. It was like 8 million each kid or something like that. They would have ripped through it though.
And they were how old? College age?
Mid-20s, I think, or something.
Mid-20s.
So
it's a long college career.
Ultimately, what ends up, I don't know. I actually don't know. But what ended up happening is Eric, the younger one, went to his therapist and was like, so anything I tell you is okay to say here? And the guy's like, of course. And he's like, we did it. Wow. And the therapist recorded them and dimed him, obviously. So
the therapist violated.
No, if you tell the therapist that you committed a murder, it's not that's not protected, something like that.
Don't know that that's factually accurate.
Either way, the therapist recorded them and turned it into the cops.
They can anonymously.
The therapist for sure turned them in because Eric
I could be
told
wrong,
them.
But I'm fairly certain that patient practitioner confidentiality anything that like has happened is covered. But if there's like a future threat or like,
how would there not be a future threat if the kid just told you they've committed?
Well, if they're like planning something.
Well, I'm saying like they are murderers
they have to report it.
that are on the outside.
I'm just saying I think that therapist actually violated.
It's possible. Let's look. We'll look that up.
But I mean, that's not they anonymously report all the time. You know.
They're also mandated to report certain things too.
Right. There's mandated reporters.
Yeah.
I'm technically one.
I think that's like if there is an imminent threat on someone or something. So anyway,
especially with kids.
Bottom line though, all of those things happened, right? Mm-hmm. Especially the getting cut out of the will thing, you know?
Yeah. It's a pretty strong red flag.
And then immediately spending money.
Yeah.
So when the police found out, you know, like they were investigating them anyway, and then the police found the Big Five where they bought the shotguns. They had bought them with Eric had a fake ID.
Oh my gosh!
And he bought these guns with a fake ID. And anyway, they tracked him back, and so like now they know where they got the guns. They know whatever. So they've got him dead to rights. Okay, like there's no case here. They did it. Sure. You know. And then they took all these steps to try to give themselves an alibi. It's just absolutely stone premeditated murder, right? Mm-hmm. Brutal premeditated murder. So when they went to trial, what's the only defense that you can have? You're facing the death penalty. Like, how are you going to defend yourself in this case?
I mean, I read the bottom of this article, so I know that they said that they were abused, right?
Yeah, but also I think they kind of took that as a self-defense angle, right. You know, where it's like, and I know Eric, the younger one, went with like, oh, my father was also sexually abusing me as well. Which who knows if that's true or not. Yeah. But for 100% sure, the dad was very crazy and domineering and super like on, you know, but like there's lots of domineering, successful, you know, fathers, you know what I mean? You don't murder them.
Right.
But anyway, so listen, at the end of the day, no matter how you chop this story up about like the abuse is all from the father. Okay. Well, these guys shot their mother.
Mom too. Yeah.
And I mean like brutally, and she wouldn't die. Like, so they they had to like keep shooting the mom.
No.
It's like, dude, I'm sorry. The conversation's
what an absolutely
over.
Horrible final moment as a mom.
Exactly. And she had gone through, because she had found out that her husband had been having an affair for 8 years.
Poor woman.
And so what they said about killing the mom, so their defense for killing the mom was that she had gone crazy and that she was Ulidal. You know, like, and so they considered it mercy because she was going to do it anyway. And she was threatening to poison everyone in the family because she was so distraught. So these guys killed their parents.
And
then destroyed their memories. Right? It's like the Casey Anthony thing where she's like, you know, Casey Anthony, why did you whatever? She's like, because my father was putting his penis in my mouth. Yeah. No, he wasn't. You're just a fucking liar, Casey Anthony. Okay, so that's the back. Yeah, Zanny the fucking nanny, dude.
Oh, that girl.
Rosie O'Donnell Menendez bros deserve to be free. Cites abuse allegations and judicial misconduct.
So Rosie O'Donnell's been off her rocker for quite some time.
Well, if she really said this, she's a fucking moron. Rosie O'Donnell says people need to stop hating on the Menendez brothers, asking people to show more compassion as new evidence surfaces in the decades-old case. Hey, did they shoot their mom to death?
Yeah.
The TV personality took a few questions at LAX, all about Eric and Lyle Menendez, and who O'Donnell publicly came out in support of after the documentary series Menendez Monsters or Misjudged dropped on Max in 2022. Rosie said people need to show grace and understanding for the brothers' crime because they were abused young men who had no choice but to shoot and kill both their parents. What the fuck are you talking about?
Off her rocker.
Had no choice but to shoot and kill both of their parents.
What's a choice if these allegations against the parents are true? Going to the police.
Had no choice. Oh my God. Yeah. What an absolute moron. O'Donnell calling out the court here too, saying Judge and Eric and Lyle's second trial totally dropped the ball by not allowing evidence of abuse in court.
Like,
Because what does that have to do with
ridiculous.
murdering your parents in cold blood? Okay, like, oh, you know, they were probably going to hurt us later is not the same thing as self-defense, dude.
Exactly.
Shockingly, when asked if she'd recently spoken to the brothers, Rosie reveals she spoke to Lyle on the car ride to the airport mere minutes before taking questions. Quite the coincidence. Yeah, exactly. So she knows them.
How does she know them?
They were super famous, dude. Like, I mean...
The boys?
Yeah, after this case, they're like...
Yeah, I mean, but like, how does Rosie O'Donnell know them?
Because it's really important that you know, famous murderers. She says the brothers are hopeful for the first time in years, and they've got big plans. If they get out, watch the full clip to hear exactly what Rosie says they want to do.
Can we watch that?
It's unbelievable because, there are a lot of people who are going to be like, I mean, listen, dude, they've been in jail since 19 whatever. What did they say? 89 for 30 years, man. 30 years. You're all... Cool. Hey, where's their mom?
Where's the rest of their parents' life?
Where's their mom? You think she wouldn't have liked to live another 30? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are certain things that you can do it's too much, dude. Yeah. You murdered your mom. Okay?
You don't get a second chance.
The dad,
we don't know.
I don't know. If he was abusive, if he really was that abusive, whatever. Right? Like, I don't. Whatever. I'm just not getting into it because I don't know. I have no way to verify either way. What I do know is your mother did not do that. And you took a shotgun and blew her into pieces. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here with this, dude.
You're done.
So the Menendez brothers case has received renewed attention in recent days, with Los Angeles District Attorney saying his office is reviewing evidence of alleged molestation by their father. Who gives a fuck?
Which could get them a new trial or a shorter sentence of time served, essentially setting them free.
These woke fucking... This is what you get.
Wow.
Woke DAs trying to get... Like, not looking for ways to put criminals in jail, looking for ways to put people who shot their mom to death out with time served.
Now it also says Kim Kardashian has also thrown her support behind the convicted brothers. What is wrong?
While a recent juror from the first trial we spoke to says sexism and homophobia affected the initial...
Homophobia? Is one of them gay?
I would assume they're saying because he was sexually molested or something.
What?
Rosie says that's why Eric and Lyle deserve to be free, and she's clearly feeling passionately for the Notorious brothers. What a stupid bitch.
I want to watch the video. I want to see how nutso she looks.
I mean, honestly, I think, like, I was about to say, like, oh, I don't let people's opinions get me too mad. Which is obviously not true.
It's completely factually inaccurate.
But
okay.
This actually really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Rosie, how are you? Rosie, listen, you were one of the first ones to defend the Menendez brothers.
Yes, because they deserve grace and understanding, and they were abused children who had no other choice. They were 18 and 21. And there was judicial misconduct in the second trial when they would not allow them to use the defense of being sex abuse victims.
Look, the DA is now reviewing the case.
Yes, they put a writ of habeas in about a year ago. Most habeas writs get turned down in 5 seconds.
Are you still in contact? I know Lyle sent you a letter.
I just talked to him on the way here.
You did?
Yes.
How are they doing?
They're excited.
Are they hopeful?
Very exciting news. They have the audacity of hope at this point. After 35 years.
As Obama would say, right? The audacity of hope,
exactly.
Right? So they're hopeful. The wives. Have you talked to the wives at all?
No, but I'm friends with Lyle's wife.
These are like the kind of guys that have like signed panties getting sent to them.
They got married. Oh my God.
Of course.
Can you imagine? What kind of woman?
A woman who likes to know exactly where her dude is.
Okay, these boys murdered their parents. What do you think they're going to do to you if you get on their bad side?
See, and
if they ever get out of jail.
Yeah, I've heard enough from Rosie. Okay, so here's what I need to say about this, okay? Like,
special kind of crazy.
I am absolutely a person who is sympathetic to a person does something dumb when they're young. I really am.
Of course.
Like, I'm not just saying
young
that.
Young people are stupid.
Stupid.
Yes.
21, that's not that young.
You're not a baby.
18 is pretty fucking young, dude.
Yes.
Okay?
But I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
At 18 years old, I don't think most children are like, whoops, I accidentally decided to murder my parents.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a certain level of excusable behavior.
Right. Like,
understandable
oopsie,
behavior.
I did fill in the blank. Lots of stuff. Lots of crimes even.
For sure.
Dude, even got roped into robbing a fucking store.
Yeah.
And accidentally, oh shit, they started shooting at us. We shot at them, killed a guy. Like,
Kids.
That, I'm telling you, if it was like, I listened to the person, they were like, listen to I made a terrible decision, whatever chain of events led to me killing this person. I'm actually on board with that after 30 years, 35 years.
Yeah.
Premeditated
murder of your
first
parents.
degree murder of your parents, of your mother.
A different beast.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is a thought out plan that you guys went and planned for many days. Like went and got the guns. The thing, we're going to go to this movie. Go in. Shot them to death. And do you think Rosie O'Donnell's ever fired a firearm before? Do you think she has any fucking conception at all of what it's like to kill a person with a shotgun?
I don't know.
You kind of know.
Yeah.
I shot a deer with a shotgun right in front of you.
I thought it was going to blow up and it didn't.
Yeah. Well,
I had a big misunderstanding of what shotgun bullets do.
In the case of the mom, the first shot, she went like this.
I don't want to know.
No.
I don't want to know.
It's important that the audience knows when they're considering this. Go ahead. Blew off her hand, shot her 3 fingers and hand blown off. First shot. Okay? That's the beginning of her ordeal.
No, thank you.
That's what these kids did. Rosie O'Donnell should take a shotgun and go out to the desert and just get a big ass cow leg. Shoot that. Okay? Imagine that it's a human. Then imagine it's your fucking mom. And then imagine shooting that thing 6-7 times while it's screaming and begging for its life. And then tell me that these guys deserve a second chance. You fucking moron. They were sexually abused. Where's the proof, dude?
Right.
You know that story came up after they got caught for killing them, right? No one had ever talked about that before.
Well, I mean, these are boys who premeditated murder. You don't think that they're gonna come up with some lies to defend themselves if they got caught? And
I've seen Lyle. I remember when Lyle was on the stand testifying about this. And it was I remember even back then being this is a bad performance. He's bad
acting.
Well, dude, I mean, I get it. They're on trial for their lives.
For sure. Pull out all the stops.
Exactly. Yeah. Humans are going to do whatever they can to save their lives. And I'm pretty sure they were facing the death penalty. Yeah. Either way, I don't fault them for lying after the fact, and trying to, save their own lives.
Of course, because human nature.
Anyone would do that.
Absolutely.
But celebrities taking this up this is a cause that you should put your weight behind.
Talking to them on the phone
and this district attorney, every minute that you spend worried about the fucking Menendez brothers case, dude, do you understand how many innocent people are in jail right now? Innocent people or people who got jammed up for a drug charge and have been in there for 25 fucking years.
Yeah, but that's not going to make headlines and further their career.
Exactly. This is Wokeaville. Let's let him out, man. Yeah. If this district attorney lets these pieces of shit out of jail, I'm going to be... All right. Now, switching gears from something stupid to something stupid. As I alluded to, Gabrielle, the campaign of the current female person running for office, it put this campaign ad out.
Oh my!
It is absolutely unimaginable.
I can't wait.
Let's watch it. Okay, watch this.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Okay, what if I told you that
God.
there is more secret undercover, like slick gay talk in that thing than it's unreal. I was joking around about it the first time I was going through, and then I realized it's very intentional.
Oh, for sure.
It's not meant to like trick people into being gay. It's written by gay people for other gay people to catch.
Yes.
Every one of those things is a reference in one way or another to gay person, gay sex, whatever. Okay.
What he said, raw dog a what?
A flight, I think, or something like that. That one was not very hard to find.
Can we just not use the term raw dog in any sort of political campaign?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah. Raw dog.
It's never appropriate.
That means inserting yourself without a
without
rubber.
a condom. Yeah.
You know, that's what raw dogging means. Okay, but watch this.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
What is this pose? It's the pose.
Yeah. So, cook my steak rare. I don't know.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's
Bears. Bears. I ain't afraid of bears.
what bear hugs are for.
And I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Full-throated endorsement. Full-throated.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Donut is a butt.
This is
Donut
really,
is a...
Yes, we know. We get that.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight.
The sisters, and then raw dog a flight.
It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
Horse.
Just
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women
Who
just
does
so
that?
they can feel more powerful.
No one does that.
Is that like really a thing? Like,
No one does that. You want to know where that comes from? Is when you have a weirdo woke homosexual write an ad about people they don't understand at all. Like literally, they're all, that guy right there, he's just choked all the will out of that girl.
In my entire life as a female, I have never once felt belittled by a man for being a woman. Never once.
And she's little. She's a little woman.
This is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know everybody knows we've been together forever, but she had lots of boyfriends before. I mean, not lots.
I also
but,
interact with lots of men on in the world.
Yeah, but once you were together with me, they'd be
Except for our neighbor John in Utah, who was genuinely shocked that I could fix a washing machine.
He wasn't belittling you. He was amazed at how handy you were, dude. He was just he's just a super old fashioned dude.
They're like Baptist.
Yeah, like
very traditional values.
Baptist.
Very traditional values.
And his wife was like one of those ladies who like knows how to do everything and pretends she doesn't, and has done that for 50 years.
Yeah.
You know. Like
I'd be lost without you, honey.
Yeah, she always lets him think that he's the one doing it,
world?
whatever. Yeah. But so like he came to drop some, they're like 75 years old or whatever. And I remember he came to our house to drop something off when I wasn't there, and Gabrielle was fixing the washing machine. Gabrielle's fucking crazy handy. She can fix everything.
Only child, single mom. You got to learn how to do shit.
And he could not believe it. He
mind
brought
was
it up to
blown.
me, and then he saw her do something else too, like some other kind of handy shit that in his mind he's all, women don't know how to screw things in with screwdrivers. How's her wrist strong enough to screw in the screw?
I imploded his whole worldview.
He brought it up. No, but he brought it up all the time.
I know.
He's all, she is an amazing woman, man. I was like, I know. You should see her.
But for reals though, this is the most out of touch piece of marketing I've ever seen in my life. And a bunch of people watched this and they were like, nailed it. Nailed it.
All the people who are on the campaign over there. You want to see?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, look at this. So I already did a video about this. I did a video about this on my channel. Look at what my title is. I haven't dropped it. It's Breaks the internet with the worst campaign ad in American history.
It's pretty bad. And it's really insulting. Like if I was a man, this would not make me feel like, you know what?
You think?
I'm going to go vote for Kamala. It would make me feel like insulted.
Yeah.
I'm insulted for men right now.
I mean, I'm more just insulted for the stupidity of her. Like, I'm insulted for whoever is paying the bills at her campaign, and they thought this was a good ad spend.
Right.
So check this out, okay? And one last stupid story to close us off here.
Hang on, are people going bananas over that? Like,
oh my God, yeah,
that
of
was
course.
Tim Pool who said it looks like Kamala's never met a man before.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's just the beginning. But look at this.
No.
A transgender stormtrooper is now being depicted in Star Wars lore after being first conceptualized in 2022. The character, hilariously named Sister, was written into an illustrated encyclopedia for children. No. He is a clone that is an intergalactic soldier, but still has time for this, I guess. Of course, it makes no sense, but it never does with these people.
Okay, hold the phone. I have thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come at me, friends. Okay, this is a clone, so it's genetically identical.
They're all clones, yes.
But isn't the argument always like transgenderism and sexual identity? Like there's a genetic component to it, that it's not
They're all genetic. Stormtroopers are genetically identical.
But it's not a choice that people make, right? It's just the way you are.
They're genetically identical, all of them.
If you're a genetic copy, you have the same genetics as everyone else.
Gabrielle, don't apply 7-year-old logic. 7-year-olds could blow this idiotic idea up.
Just saying, this is not consistent.
Mm-hmm. What else do you think about it? Why would they do this?
I don't know. I really don't know anymore.
So there are two options in my opinion. I'd be curious which one you think it is.
All right.
Option one, they hate Star Wars fans, like the kind of like they consider
OG.
toxic ones. They hate all this stuff. So that they're doing this just to troll them.
Okay, maybe.
Straight up. Like they're just like, this will piss them off.
Okay.
Option one. This is also coming off of their brand has imploded. Like the Acolyte canceled. Like they're running out of money in terms of like they are losing money everywhere.
Hemorrhaging.
Maybe they straight up don't care about money, and this really is a vehicle to subvert the ideology of the United States. Like they're trying to go after kids to like, this is just like a propaganda vehicle to like, normalize this stuff to the point where like I did a video, Yuri Bezmenov about how that we talked about him earlier, the one, the KGB guy, as I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who is demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him a concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he receives a kick on his fat bottom.
Yeah. There's no...
Does having a penis mean that I'm a boy?
No, not anymore. It's different now.
It's very different. And what's important for you to understand is that if you disagree with that...
Oh my gosh. I landed on the social media of one of our friends from the Bay Area and wanted to like see kind of like what she was up to and what her role was at this company. And in her company bio, the pronouns were there always.
Is she in tech?
Uh-huh.
They like make you do that shit.
Yeah.
You have to actually be a gangster and say, fuck you. Like they told me to do that.
They went
at
to
Planet. I was all, yeah, fucking right.
No,
dude.
thank you.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's a deal breaker.
Exactly.
That was hilarious because the person at a different company, not that one, because I'm definitely not talking about anything related to a specific company, but at the different company that I worked at, there was someone who was leading the training in that regard. And this was a white person.
Okay.
Straight up. There's no room for interpretation. This is a Caucasian person.
All right.
Okay. Definitely gay, obviously, but
Obviously.
they were talking. It was like, you know, and we can talk about what our ethnicity is because some people might not realize, but I identify as, and then said like some like Native American,
white,
something very much not white. Do you remember I told you about that? And I was like, So you're not that though, because you are whiter than me. And it might be nice to be a marginalized group, but you ain't that, dude. Just like being gay is not enough, you know? It's not enough. We would like you to put your pronouns in your LinkedIn profile.
Thank you.
Oh, would you? Hey, I would like for you to come to UFC with me and spray blood all over your face and scream at the octagon. Like, but
we will both not be.
How about you live your life? I'll live my life.
It's wild times out there in the world, man.
Yeah.
This video, though, was really something special.
So who do you think is the stupidest person in this? The person who did the transgender Star Wars, the person who made the Kamala Harris campaign, or anyone who thinks that the Menendez brothers are worthy of of your empathy?
There's a lot of stupidity going on right now.
I think they're all equally 0 out of 10 smart.
I feel like this ad takes the cake for me though, because it's so multifaceted and so wrong and so many
I think it's the Menendez brothers.
You do, I mean, probably, but this
it's
ad
way
is
less
just
funny.
So shocking.
It's way less funny. But it is
ad is
to be able to convince yourself that those guys are deserving of your time, effort, and energy. You're like, they shot their mom in the face.
Yeah.
They planned it out.
This ad for me just marginalized 50% of the population, though, in the most unreal, out of touch way I've ever seen in my life.
That's one thing. So Drew Dargan's the one that sent it to me initially, and he's like, "How is this real?" And what I said to him is,
I
"I'm
would have
like,
thought it was an SNL skit. 1,000% would have thought it was satire."
I said, though, I'm like, this might not actually be an ad for men. This might be an ad for women, you know, like where it's like, we want you to influence your man and be like, I want a man who's man enough to take care of my reproductive rights. I want a man who's not afraid to call his butthole a donut.
Wow. And oh no, they did. I want to watch the.
Oh, let's definitely watch it again.
The ethnic and like the diversity that they put into this video is really something special.
I'm a man.
They got the overweight guy.
I'm a man,
black
man.
guy. They got the
I'm
old
man
guy.
enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
There's no like standard
Man enough to
American
cook my steak
male.
rare.
Like, there's
No, I actually think they kind of did a good job of that. Like where it's like cover all the bases, you know, where it's like.
I hate when things do that.
Oh, me too. I hate it more than anything.
So contrived.
The whole thing is completely contrived.
Yes.
I'm man enough to not be afraid of bears. That's what bear hugs for. Dude, the worst.
Imagine acting in this.
I know.
Oh my God,
Dude, the worst line in the entire thing though is right here. Hang on. I know it just by looking like vision. It is.
That guy's my favorite.
Wait, hang on. Where it's this guy. This one.
For breakfast.
There it is.
Carburetor?
Hold on.
What? I hate carburetors.
This is the most cliche. What a little Twinkie twink would be like. This is what a man says. Ready? No man has ever said this.
My daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
Someone wrote that down,
man
dude.
To me, like eating a carburetor for breakfast.
Listen, hey, what do? They like work on cars and stuff. You know? They work on cars and stuff, and like they, you know, so like, do you know any
car parts?
No, car? Yeah, like a carburetor, like a carburetor. Y'all, do they still use carburetors? Like, I don't know, but like that guy eats carburetors for breakfast. And they're
Put that in.
What else do they do? He's like, well, obviously subdue women and choke the life out of them. And the whole thing that's so funny about the entire like framing of this is like, I just want to dominate women, and that's why I'm taking over their reproductive rights.
Yeah.
Guys, they think you're killing babies.
Exactly.
They think you're killing babies. Okay? I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying whatever, but like
that's the argument.
Their argument is you're killing a baby.
Women.
They don't give a fuck about what you're doing, dude. Like it's not about you.
Exactly.
This is going to be a good episode. I'm excited to watch it.
I'm excited to watch this video again and again. And again.
Yeah, let's watch it again, dude.
I can't wait to pick up more pieces from
Yeah.
it. There's got to
I'm a
be
man.
more like
I'm
innuendo
a
with it.
man.
What's that guy doing?
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a
Well,
barrel-proof
okay, I didn't
bourbon.
notice this the first time, but when that guy said I'm man enough, he very clearly was saying I'm man enough to have anal sex. Watch his body language.
Which
Watch
one?
this.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
And I'm man enough.
Look at
I'm
that.
man enough
You're
to
telling me
enjoy
he's
a-
not
I'm
coming
a
on to you?
man, man.
He's not
I'm
coming
man
on.
enough.
I'm
He's
man
coming on
enough
to a dude.
enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man
That
enough to
guy's the
cook
most
my
normal
steak
guy.
rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
He's
He's trying.
embarrassed.
He's trying.
He's embarrassed that he's on this. He's stoked because he's an aspiring actor.
Yeah.
He's all, I booked a Kamala Harris campaign, ad. But like,
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
that's not all you ate for breakfast, brother.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are
It's his.
for.
It's his.
I'll tell you
posture.
another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
Yeah, because
Like how he's
listen,
saying.
all those guys on the other side, they're terrified of women.
Yeah. He's trying
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
And that right there, I didn't realize until right now, is absolutely 100% a femboy who's playing
Yes,
a dude.
exactly.
Like
how he's sitting.
He is definitely a Lance Bass. Like this is Lance Bass.
1,000%.
This is Lance Bass.
and nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it except nice casting.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to cast me to be an NSYNC? I'm all, Justin, if you leave without the whole band, then what are we supposed to do? Lou Pearlman is just going to take it and take it and take it.
No, stop. Good God. Okay, keep going.
Well, I'm sorry, that wasn't a good Lance Bass?
No.
I mean, not Lance Bass, but like someone else.
Everybody else.
Yeah,
Joey Fatone?
Lance is actually like he's just like kind of like soft.
Lance is adorable.
He's like soft, cool gay.
Yeah, I love Lance.
Everybody should have known he was gay from the jump, dude.
Yeah.
He's got those soft gay eyes.
He's so cute.
Like one of my best friends who ended up being gay in the long run,
Okay.
identical eyes to Lance Bass.
Yeah.
Like the way he carries his face. The one I lived with,
I think I know who you're talking about.
I don't want to say, the only reason I want to say his name is because I don't think he wants to be associated with anyone anywhere near Trump because he lives in San Francisco. And like, even though we're friends, he's like, I'm sure that he is like,
friends. You can be friends with people who are on the other side of the world.
yeah, I don't
politically.
care. I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with a gay Kamala Harris supporter. But he's like,
'Cause he's a
I
nice
am not. Listen, I know he appears to be a white supremacist, psychopathic homophobe, but he actually,
really nice
he
guy.
used to be pretty cool.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
That guy hates Trumpers, man. I think that guy might hate. I think
all
that
do.
guy. No, but I think the big guy might hate Trumpers more than
When I
anybody.
refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
You get that guy going at a bar, get
Oh,
him
yeah.
talking, and he's got angst, man. He's like, it's just disgusting. January. How could anybody support those guys? You know what I mean? You get that guy going, I
It's
guarantee.
the panting for me just now.
And this dude is like,
Oh my God.
he'll get mad performative, but he's not a person that has a lot of
Or
anger.
one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I take that
Man
back.
enough
What
to
are these
raw dog a
pants books
flight.
that you're talking about?
It sucked.
I don't even
worth
understand
it.
half of these.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
That
He's
guy,
the most normal guy.
he actually surprised. He might secretly
Be a Trumper. Maybe.
In front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
That guy is the
Everybody cries at Love Actually.
angry elf. This guy is this dude like loves the new Star Wars. Not because he even likes Star Wars. He's just like, screw those toxic fans. You're like, dude, you are the one who's actually angry. He's like, no, I'm not.
I am not angry. You are.
Can I tell you the greatest metaphor that I have ever come up with about anything? It just boom popped in when I was
Please
doing the
do.
video. Okay,
Please
so
do.
here is the metaphor for current Star Wars. Okay,
Okay.
So I said, it's like Star Wars is like if you started a lemonade stand and on your street with your kids and you decided in an effort to save money, you were only going to use 75% of the sugar that is recommended in the recipe.
For lemonade. Mm-hmm.
And then as people started coming and drinking the lemonade, there was a group of, loud voices that were like, your guys' lemonade's really not sweet enough, you know? And instead of being like, I wonder if we should just put the sugar back in like they liked it, they were like, we need to tell everyone that those guys are racist and homophobic so that no one will listen to them when they say that there's not enough sugar in the lemonade. The problem with that is that people could also taste the lemonade and they realize they're like, yeah, they might be racist, homophobic, but like this is just not sweet enough. At which point they are going to blame the fall of their business on the guys who pointed out initially, which means in order to get revenge, they're going to now take out another 50% of the sugar to say, fuck you to those guys, as if somehow that is hurting them, as opposed to making sure that no one's going to buy their fucking lemonade. Okay. And they are imploding their business out of spite because they are fucking retarded.
Okay. I could follow that.
Right?
Yeah.
We should probably end on that. We've been talking for 40 minutes.
Bye.
Bye.